What is the very first thing your doctor says when they see your blood pressure numbers are high? They say, cut the salt, watch your sodium. They hand you a pamphlet about avoiding processed meats and salty snacks and send you on your way. And for decades, we have been obsessed with this one single villain, the salt shaker. But what if I told you that this obsession with salt is a dangerous distraction? What if it's the smokescreen that is hiding the real criminals? What if the true source of your high blood pressure is not in your salt shaker, but in the healthy foods you've been told to eat instead? What if your healthy breakfast juice, your heart-healthy bread, and even your lean protein are the real culprits, silently pushing your numbers higher and higher through hidden mechanisms that your doctor never mentions? This is the shocking truth that is finally coming to light. The real problem for millions of seniors is not just salt, it is inflammation. It is hormonal chaos, and it is metabolic dysfunction. And these problems are being caused by health foods. So, over the course of this video, we are not going to give you the obvious list. We're going to expose the 8 hidden foods that are the true drivers of hypertension. And I promise you, at least half of this list is in your healthy pantry right now. So let's start with the single biggest culprit, the one that is worse than salt. Food number 1. Healthy fruit juice. Yes, that 100% pure, not from concentrate, orange, or apple juice. We've been told it's nature's candy, full of vitamin C, but this is a lie. This is the greatest inversion. When you remove the fiber from a fruit, you break it. You are left with liquid sugar. A glass of apple juice has more sugar than a can of soda, and it hits your bloodstream just as fast. But what does this have to do with blood pressure? This is the shocking link your doctor ignores. That massive sugar spike triggers a tidal wave of the fat storage hormone insulin. And what does chronically high insulin do? This is the secret. Insulin's other job is to tell your kidneys to hold on to sodium. Yes, your high sugar diet is forcing your body to retain the very salt you're trying to avoid. But it gets worse. High insulin also stiffens the walls of your arteries and depletes your body of magnesium, the relaxation mineral. So that healthy juice is a 3-part assault. It spikes your insulin, which forces you to retain sodium, and it dumps the one mineral you need to relax your blood vessels. That, not the salt shaker, is why your pressure is high. And this same hidden mechanism applies to food number 2, heart-healthy whole wheat bread. You think you're doing the right thing. You avoided the evil white bread. But this is the lie. Whole wheat bread is not whole grains. It is whole grains that have been pulverized into an ultra-fine powder. This powder is so fine that your body digests it just as fast as white sugar. Yes, that healthy whole wheat sandwich is functionally identical to eating 2 spoonfuls of sugar. It spikes your insulin. And what does that do? It forces your kidneys to retain sodium and stiffens your arteries. Are you seeing the pattern now? The real problem is not salt. It is the healthy foods that create the hormonal chaos that makes salt toxic. And the first 2 foods on our list are healthy sugars. And this is just the first hidden mechanism. The next food on our list is a healthy protein that every single senior trusts. But this one doesn't spike insulin, it spikes something else, inflammation. And in our next block, I'm going to reveal what it is and why it is the true source of stiff arteries.
So we've established the clear and present danger. The real problem for millions is not salt. It is hormonal chaos from healthy sugars, like fruit juice number 1 and whole wheat bread number 2, which spike your insulin, forcing your body to retain sodium and stiffen your arteries. That is the first hidden mechanism, but I promised you a second mechanism, one that comes from a healthy protein that every senior trusts, one that doesn't spike insulin, but does spike inflammation. This brings us to food number 3. Most farmed fish, like tilapia and farmed salmon, and grain-fed meats. Now, I know what you're thinking. What, my salmon? My chicken breast? That's protein. That's healthy. And this is the shocking part. The protein is not the problem. The problem is what that animal ate. And this is the second hidden mechanism of hypertension, the omega-6 inflammatory fire. Let me explain. Your body must have a balance between 2 types of fats. Omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory, they cool the fire, they're found in wild fish, grass-fed beef, flax, and chia, and omega-6s, which are pro-inflammatory, they start the fire, they are found in corn, soy, and grains. You need both, but the ratio should be 1-to-1. That is a healthy, balanced immune system. Now, what do we feed our farmed fish and our feedlot chickens and cows? We feed them a massive diet of cheap corn and soy. This completely changes the fatty acid profile of the meat. That healthy farmed salmon, instead of being rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s, is now loaded with pro-inflammatory omega-6s. This is the inversion. The healthy, lean protein you are eating to fight inflammation is actually the source of your inflammation. But it gets so much worse, because what is the other heart-healthy food your doctor told you to eat? Food number 4, heart-healthy vegetable oils. I am talking about soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, and safflower oil. For 50 years, we have been told to stop using evil butter and start using these healthy oils. This may be the single greatest, most catastrophic lie in the history of modern nutrition. These oils are not healthy, they are liquid omega-6. They are pure, concentrated, 100% rocket fuel for your body's inflammatory fire. So let's put the puzzle together. You start your day with soybean oil and your healthy margarine, you have corn oil and your healthy salad dressing, and you eat a healthy corn-fed chicken breast for dinner. You're living in a 24/7 systemic, low-grade inflammatory firestorm. And what does that have to do with blood pressure? Everything. This is the real source of stiff arteries. That chronic inflammation is like a fire inside your blood vessels. It damages the delicate paper-thin lining, the endothelium, and your body, in a panic, tries to patch this damage with cholesterol, creating plaque. And this constant damage and repair creates scar tissue. That is what stiffens your arteries. That is arteriosclerosis. Your pipes are no longer flexible, they are stiff and brittle because they are on fire. That is the shocking truth. Your blood pressure isn't high, your arteries are stiff because your healthy diet is inflammatory. That is the real worst food. That is the source of the problem. And I know this information about insulin and inflammation is a lot, and that constant worry about your numbers is a terrible burden, but it also shows there are natural pathways to support your health. And on that note, there's some fascinating research on how specific natural ingredients from heart-healthy villages can support a heart differently. I've placed a link to this unique approach in the first pinned comment for anyone who is tired of that worry. So we've covered the 2 biggest hidden drivers, the sugars that spike insulin and the oils that spike inflammation. But the next food on our list is a staple, a beverage that millions drink every day. But this one doesn't spike insulin or inflammation. It spikes your stress hormones, and that is the third hidden pathway of hypertension. We have now established 2 of the real and hidden drivers of high blood pressure. First, the healthy sugars like fruit juice number 1 and wheat bread number 2, which spike your insulin, forcing your body to retain sodium and stiffen your arteries. Second, the healthy fats and proteins like farmed fish and vegetable oils, which ignite a systemic inflammatory fire, damaging your artery walls and making them brittle and stiff. This is the real stiff plumbing problem, not aging, but I promised you a third hidden pathway, the one caused by a healthy beverage, the one that spikes your stress hormones. This brings us to food number 5, your morning coffee or tea when used as a crutch. What? Coffee? But that's healthy. It has antioxidants. And you are right. In isolation, coffee can be healthy, but this is not about the coffee. It's about why you are using it. This is the shocking part. Why do you need that coffee just to function? You need it because you woke up exhausted. And why are you exhausted? Because your metabolism is broken from foods number 1 and 2, and your body is on fire from foods number 3 and 4. So you are starting your day in an energy deficit, and that healthy cup of coffee is not giving you energy. That is a lie. Caffeine is not fuel. It is a stimulant. It is a chemical stressor. It works by forcing your adrenal glands to scream, forcing them to dump out your stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, just to get you out the door. That is not energy, that is panic. That is fight or flight. And what is the fight or flight state? It is high blood pressure. It is constricted blood vessels. It is your heart pounding. So, your healthy morning ritual is chemically forcing your body into a high-stress, high-pressure state just to function. That is the inversion. The coffee isn't the problem. The exhaustion caused by the other foods is the problem. The coffee is just the accelerant you are dumping on the adrenal fire. But it gets so much worse. What about the other healthy drink?
Food number 6, diet sodas and sugar-free drinks. You think you are smart, you think you are avoiding the insulin problem from food number 1, juice, but you have just walked into an even more sinister trap. This is the shocking biology. Step 1, your tongue tastes the intense sweet flavor from aspartame, sucralose, etc. Step 2, your brain, not knowing the difference, panics. It thinks a massive sugar bomb is coming. Step 3, your pancreas obeys the brain and releases a flood of insulin, the fat storage hormone. But step 4, the sugar never arrives. So, what does that flood of useless insulin do? It clears all the existing normal sugar out of your bloodstream. This is reactive hypoglycemia. Your blood sugar crashes. This is that 2 p.m. slump where you suddenly feel foggy, shaky, and desperate. And step 5, the most important step, your body panics. Again, it thinks it is dying from low blood sugar, so it forces your adrenal glands to scream, dumping cortisol and adrenaline. Why? To force your liver to dump new sugar into the blood to save your life. Look at this vicious, insane cycle. Your healthy, zero-calorie diet soda tricked your body, crashed your blood sugar, and forced a full-blown adrenal panic attack, which is high blood pressure, just to fix the problem it created. You are living in a 24/7 self-induced hormonal stress-filled nightmare. That is why your pressure is high. And that brings us to food number 7, healthy canned soups and savory snacks with MSG. You think you're doing the right thing, you are watching your sodium, but you missed the hidden ingredient, MSG, monosodium glutamate, often hidden as yeast extract or natural flavors. This is not a salt, it is not a flavor, it is a neurotransmitter, it is an excitotoxin. This is the shocking part. It works by chemically overexciting your nerve cells, including the nerves that control your blood pressure. It is literally anxiety in a can. It is a direct chemical trigger for the sympathetic fight-or-flight nervous system. It is a direct stressor. So let's recap. We have insulin chaos from juice bread, inflammatory chaos from oils farmed fish, and adrenal chaos from coffee, diet drinks of MSG. This is the true trifecta of hypertension. This is why you are sick, not the salt. But there is one final, 8th food, and this one is the most healthy of all. It's a superfood, but this one doesn't add a problem, it removes a protector. It blocks your body's own natural master relaxer mineral, and this is the final nail in the coffin. In our final block, I will reveal what it is.
We have now established 3 of the real and hidden drivers of high blood pressure. First, the healthy sugars, like juice number 1 and bread number 2, which spike insulin, forcing your body to retain sodium. Second, the healthy fats and proteins, like farmed fish and vegetable oils, which ignite a systemic inflammatory fire, stiffening your arteries. And third, the healthy drinks and snacks, like coffee, diet drinks, and MSG, which spike your stress hormones, chemically constricting your blood vessels. This is the trifecta of chaos, and it is the real source of hypertension, not the salt shaker. But I promised you one final 8th food, the most healthy of all, the one that doesn't add a problem but removes a protector, the one that blocks your body's own natural master relaxer mineral. This brings us to food number 8, healthy unprepared grains, beans, nuts, and seeds, like oatmeal, brown rice, and almonds. What? This is the most shocking of all. Oatmeal, almonds, brown rice, but those are the cornerstones of the heart-healthy diet. My doctor told me to eat those. And this is the final tragic inversion. The food is not the problem. The lack of preparation is the problem. This is the shocking secret. All grains, beans, nuts, and seeds contain a defense chemical, an anti-nutrient called phytic acid or phytates. Its job in the plant is to protect the seed. Its job in you is to bind to minerals and prevent them from being absorbed. It is a mineral thief. Now, what is the single most important master relaxer mineral for your blood pressure? It is magnesium. This is the secret. Your entire cardiovascular system is a battle between 2 minerals, calcium, which constricts muscle, tightens blood vessels, and magnesium, which relaxes muscle, widens blood vessels. Hypertension, for millions, is not a pill deficiency. It is a magnesium deficiency. It is a state of calcium dominance. Your blood vessels are stiff and constricted because they cannot relax. They have no magnesium. So, what does phytic acid from your healthy oatmeal do? It binds to the magnesium in your food, in your gut, locks onto it,
forms an insoluble compound and flushes it out of your body, undigested. That is the shocking truth. Your healthy bowl of unsoaked oatmeal, your healthy handful of raw almonds, your healthy side of unsoaked brown rice is actively robbing your body of the one essential, non-negotiable mineral it must have to relax your stiff blood vessels. Now, let's put the full, terrifying picture together. Step 1. You eat foods number 1 and 2. Juice and bread, which spikes insulin, and high insulin forces your kidneys to pee out your magnesium. You are dumping your relaxer. Step 2. You eat foods number 3 and 4, oils and farmed fish, which ignites an inflammatory fire, and inflammation burns through your magnesium stores at a rapid rate. You are burning your relaxer. Step 3. You also eat food number 8, unsoaked grains, beans, nuts, and seeds, which binds to all incoming magnesium in your gut. You are blocking your relaxer. This is the perfect storm. This is the true trifecta of hypertension. Your healthy diet is simultaneously dumping, burning, and blocking the one mineral you need to survive. That is why your pressure is high. That is why doctors are shocked. They were looking at the salt shaker, but the real problem was in the rest of the grocery store. That is the ignored truth. And the solution, by the way, is preparation. Our ancestors knew this. They soaked, sprouted, or fermented their grains and beans, which neutralizes the phytic acid. We just forgot. So let's bring it all back. Let's look at the total transformation. This is the circularity. This is the answer to the question we asked at the very beginning. That prescription bottle, it was a lie. Not because the pills don't work, but because they only do one thing. They mask the symptom, pressure, while you continue to eat the healthy foods that are causing the disease. That is the shocking truth. When you stop eating these 8 worst healthy foods, everything changes because you stop the insulin chaos from juice and bread. You stop the inflammatory fire from oils and farmed fish. You stop the adrenal panic from coffee, diet drinks, and MSG. And you stop the magnesium theft from unsoaked grains. You finally fix the source. That is the simple ignored truth. Pills are management, food is healing or harming. Pills are force, food is information. That is the secret. And if this message, if this new perspective on fixing the source has empowered you today, then please hit that subscribe button. Our entire mission is to uncover these simple ignored truths that give you back control. Because now that you understand the 8 worst foods to remove, in our next video, we are going to explore the 5 best foods to add, the 5 true superfoods, like the black garlic we've been talking about, that actively heal these 4 pathways, starting today.